Hi, you guys. Sin here, and welcome to another episode of the Music Playbook. Today, I'm going to have a friend, Ari, on the podcast, and we're going to talk about a little bit what she does. So let's go ahead and tap into that. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Music Playbook with Sin. Today's guest, we have Miss Ari here. Ari, if you'd like to introduce yourself just a little bit.
Hey, yeah, little intro. Based in SoCal, from SoCal. Right now, I'm working in socials at Universal Music Group, 1824, which is the college marketing division. You've probably seen us on Instagram, but I work on that team.
That's awesome. That's actually really awesome. I've seen them quite a lot, so
We're kind
that's
of everywhere
great.
right now.
Hey, good for you guys. That's awesome. So, how did you get into the music industry? Like, what has your journey been so far?
Yeah. Oh, I love this story because I just got to talk about myself. Basically, I knew I wanted to work in music since I was probably like 13, right? Like I feel like a lot of us do. Um, and you kind of like have this dream for yourself, and then you tell people, "Oh my God, I want to work in the music industry," and then you have your family like, "What the hell does that even mean? Like, what do you mean you're gonna sing?" And like I don't play an instrument, I don't make music, so it's like I want to work with people that do, and that was kind of the whole plan. But having all those voices kind of be like, that's not a job, like that's not a career, that's what are you going to do with that. So I actually was going to go to San Fran State for psychology. My fallback plan, like I feel like a lot of us creatives have as a fallback plan, was to be a forensic psychologist. So I actually committed to school for all of that, and then 2 weeks before I was supposed to move to San Fran, I went to the 1975 concert, like a last little concert, and it was just the opener, and I was watching the opener and I just started crying because I was like, I feel like I just gave up on like whatever this is, right? Like you just kind of have that moment like, no, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know what that is, but I'm supposed to be there, right? So I actually, within like the 2 weeks left before I moved out from home, I kind of pulled everything back. I like rescinded my offer from San Fran. I had to tell my roommate, like, sorry, girl, I'm not going there anymore. And I decided to go to City College for a couple years while I kind of figured out what the hell I was doing. And there's us California girls, right? Like a lot of the music business schools surprisingly are not here. There's like
Yeah.
Belmont and NYU Full Sail, which I believe you went to, right? And
Yes,
they're
I did.
all out of state. Majority of them are private and just really fucking expensive, right? And I didn't girl, I'm not gonna tell you that. But like like me, like I'm first gen, like single mom, like I was gonna have to figure out everything by myself, right? So even though I spent my time and wasted my time applying to those schools and got into them, I couldn't go to them, right? So
Yeah.
I decided to go to Cal State Fullerton to finish my bachelor's. So my degree is in entertainment comm and entertainment management because it's like
Okay.
adjacent, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Graduated from there back in 2024, and then I was actually going to go to Cal State. Well, I did go to Cal State Northridge for the Master's in Music Industry Administration program. Jesus
That's my next
Christ,
assignment
that's
plan.
long. There you go, there you go. And it was my excuse me, it was my summer leading up to that program when I actually got interviewed for this 1824 job. Um, and I got the job within like 3 calls, which was really cool. And
Yeah,
then
that's in this industry. That's amazing.
yeah, what's crazy is I was getting my hair dyed. I was at the salon just on my phone, and I get an email from someone like, "Hey, just saw your application for so and so." I said, "For what? Like what?" I forgot I applied to this because it had happened so long ago. Um, yeah, and I just got the job within 3 calls, and then I started my graduate program, and I actually pulled out from school to focus on work because I was working 2 jobs at the time.
Mhm.
But like small little like transparency is the 1824 team is actually made up of college students. It's meant for college students, which I am not, and was technically when I got hired, but am not now 2 years later. But luckily, my team likes me enough to keep me on, so
Like, we
that's where
like you.
I'm
We're
at now.
keeping you.
Exactly.
Hey, you
Yes.
know what? That's
Yes.
awesome. That's honestly, that's you. You got really lucky. Like, that is amazing. I'm glad you
Yeah.
found like your initial, your fit for that. Yeah, I'm in the same boat again. Like you mentioned, I just went to Full Sales. I just graduated from there, and I've been applying everywhere I can
Isn't it
think
just
of
so
right
fun?
now.
Don't you love
It is
applying?
so fun. I think I've
Yeah.
probably applied to like 3 or 4 positions every day for the past like 2 to 3 weeks.
Yep, girl, I'm on
Anywhere.
like 2 years. Like,
Yes.
girl, I know.
And it's like I'm expanding. Like I'm not just sticking to the music. Like I've applied to
Yes, yes.
Lionsgate, applied to
Yep.
Netflix.
That's I wrote that down actually when like we get into advice or whatever. It's like at this point it's not even out of defeat, it's just out of convenience, right? Like I just got to get entertainment adjacent at this point. I've
Yeah.
applied to like gaming companies, creator agencies, film festivals, like just something.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. When you finally landed that role with 1824, what do you think, or what did they mention? What stood out to them that kind of like was like their green flag? Like, ooh, we want her.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I don't have to say this about the entertainment space in like in general, but it's such a personality based industry. It is so you got to show face, smile a lot, and it's very much a personality based business, right? My team, my management team is luckily very cool. They're not like hyper corporate weirdos, right? Like they're all super casual. Like I didn't get super dressed up or anything. And plus they know that we're all younger, so they
Yeah.
don't really have that like corporate expectation for all of us luckily. And you know, that's part of why they want us. I don't want to say that's why they want us young, but that's why they want us younger, right?
Yeah.
Like that, they want our like demographic to be the ones working on what we're working on because we're the ones dealing with it.
Hmm.
But I feel like it was mostly a personality thing. I've always, I don't know if I pride myself on this, but I'm definitely not a personality hire. I don't think I've ever gone hired for a job solely based on personality because I'm not one of those like, oh my god, how are you? Like that's just not who I am. Luckily, I think I've gotten my jobs because of what's on paper, and luckily, I think I think they like me enough. Um, but I think 1824 specifically, they're just looking for people that aren't gonna like slack. One of their biggest things is accountability.
Yeah.
So I think that was probably the big thing. They kind of like hounded it to me when they were interviewing me, like, what would you do if you made a mistake? What would you do if your coworkers did, that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, like the basic kind of like, all
Yeah,
right, like this, this, and then this. Like, how are you gonna solve that? Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense. Now, I have seen you do a lot of the online live streaming stuff with 1824 and Twitch. Now, working in the live stream space with that, what does your day to day look like in that aspect of it?
Yeah, so I work on the social team within 1824, but 1824 is made up of six verticals. So we're social, press, content, strategic partnerships, creator partnerships, and then my team is live streaming. So we are Universal Music Live, or like you said, the official Twitch channel of UMG. We actually started as 3.5. Our brand name was 3.5, and we were kind of limited to just 1824 material. But we actually rebranded earlier this year to UM Live, which is just this company wide now production arm of live events and Twitch streams
That's
and things like that.
awesome.
So we've launched artist channels. I've gotten to work with like Dochi, Joji, John Summit, Girl Set, Frankie Grande, Kali Uchi, Cynthia Revo. Like like being able to
Amazing.
just throw those names on my resume is ridiculous to say out loud. Um but day to day, even though I work on the live streaming team, I am a social rep on the live streaming team. So
Okay.
my day to day is mostly in Canva, Premiere, CapCut, on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that, making the content, whether it's promotional, cutting down the live stream VODs for post show media packages. And those will all of that content goes to our artist teams. So they'll live on our
Mhm.
accounts. Some of my stuff is on Frankie Grande's account, but also some of my stuff is on Universal Music Group's, like the big Instagram account, right? So
Yeah.
it's just I like if you think about it, I'm just like a paid content creator at this point. I'm kind of like I'm a
Honestly,
glorif,
that's like
like
way if I'm being real
yeah,
with you.
yeah, but I think especially being on the live stream team, I kind of get to do something that our general social media team doesn't get to do because we're live stream. We get to be on
Mhm.
set with these artists on their shoots. I've gotten to go to the Riot Games office with Girl Set. We've done something with FlyQuest and Girl Set. We've gone to these like random. We did an abandoned power plant here in Oxnard with a DJ. Like we get to do a lot of these off-site activations, which is really cool. And we'll do like performances, interviews, stuff like that. But being on set, pretty much, I'm either I'm either on Canva or on set. So
It's just the lovely in between of the two.
the
And you know what?
duality
Hey,
of yeah, I'm either taking your Instagram story or I'm helping you book a venue. Like there's no
hey, you know what? Props to you. That's awesome. Okay, what's something about the industry, about the music industry, that shocked you when you first got into it?
I don't know if it shocked me necessarily because it's such a stereotype, but I think really the prevalence and kind of the unapologeticness of how connection based everything is.
Hmm.
It's it really is that you'll have your managers or your hiring managers or people you're interviewing with just be super transparent with who they know, who else they're talking to, like, well, I know this person and this person said this. I don't want to say it's gossipy, but really everyone knows everyone. And like I feel like that's an assumption that people that want to get into music or entertainment might have like in the back of their mind as a fear,
Mhm.
but you can't really help it. Like everyone talks about everyone. Like my boss has worked at Capital before he, even though it is UMG, so he knows everyone at Capital. So like somehow my name or my colleagues' names will end up in conversations of people that we've never met. So it's you just it's really you kind of have to. I don't want to say you have to put it on all the time, but everyone is watching everything you do all the time.
That's
You know?
yeah, man.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
pressure, no
yeah,
stress whatsoever, right?
yeah.
So okay, real quickly, tapping into more stuff that you do. Feedback.
I do
I
be
know
doing
you're
stuff.
working on feedback. Yeah, you do your own. Was it it's a live showcase series that you're doing, right? Tell us more about that. What is it? How did that come together?
Yeah, I love to talk about feedback. Basically, as you know, last year I did the giving gig, right?
Mhm.
Almost exactly a year ago now. And that really did just I was in my bedroom and this whole thing genuinely just stemmed from me sitting in bed and being like, "Wow, I wish I had more music friends." Like I was like, I genuinely thought to myself, I was like, I want to be in a room with music people.
Mhm.
Like I'm not musical, but I love to be around those that are, right? And that kind of turned into this idea of, oh, I'll just, I know a lot of people that are in bands or make music. I'll just throw us all in a backyard, right? And then like, hey, house show. But then I I thought about it more and I was like, if I'm gonna do this, like I'm gonna fucking do it, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I decided to scale it up, and that took lots of brainstorming and kind of like, what the hell does that even look like? 'Cause I was gonna be doing everything myself. I've never done it before.
Mhm.
So that first step was kind of being like, okay, how do I actually make this something that not just my friends would go to? How do I
Yeah.
get people to spend money on this? And that ended up into me. The first thing I did was looked at LA venues because I was like, how much money is this going to cost me?
Yeah.
Um, and then once I kind of did it backwards. I found a venue first. And then I went artist scouting. Luckily, I knew two of the people, slightly three of them. And then I made the very interesting choice of having it be a 4-act bill. And I went into artist scouting, ended up, finding a manager of a band I liked, and it turned into this whole show. But then also I was like, I'm paying for everything out of pocket, so how am I going to incentivize these people to want to spend their time and rehearse for this show that I'm putting on? So I was like,
Mhm.
okay, then I'll make it a fundraising show. That's incentive for y'all to put your name on this, right? Like you
Uh,
want to do something good, right?
yeah, karma,
Like
come on.
I'm like, guys, right, right. Like sing your little songs so your money's right. So that was kind of my selling point when I was scouting artists was, hey, I'm doing this really cool thing that I think could be, good for the community. And it was post Palisades fire. So
Okay.
as someone who I was a victim of the Thomas fire, which was literally the biggest SoCal fire at the time. It was out the mountains, literally in my backyard. So that really struck home with me. So then I went looking for nonprofits and I found Sweet Relief Musicians Fund, and I was able to work with their team, partnered with them on promotional assets, all this stuff. And then I made the show happen, and I called it the giving gig because it rolls off the tongue, and it was a
Yeah.
gig that was gonna give, right?
Yeah.
So I threw that show, and I was able to raise like just about $800 for them, and all that money, as I advertised last year, all that money went to Sweet Relief.
Mhm.
Um, and admittedly, was that a mistake on my end? Yes, you should pay yourself back. But when you make a promise to a company, you want to keep that, right? And it's for me, my ethics was more important than
Oh,
making a profit.
yeah.
So that was like probably one of my most proudest things that I've ever done, was being able to not only
That's
say, hey, I
awesome.
threw a gig, but then being able to give such a sum of money to Sweet Relief, which at the time was helping displaced artists and industry professionals that had lost their homes or lost their workplaces, right? And like I said, that was a year ago. And that last show, when I say I actually fell to the floor from exhaustion after that show, I did. It was exhausting, but I loved every second of it. And once I finished it, I said, okay, let's do that again. Like
Let's run it
that
back. Let's
was
run it back.
let's run it back. like that was back in May, and then back in December, I spent all of late last year thinking about how am I going to do this again. It cost me a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of people were involved. So back in December, I decided, okay, again, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it even better. And that's when I decided to rebrand. And now I don't want to say I founded something because that's such a buzzword, but I did, right? I founded this brand. I called it ENSMBL, and it's super cool and branded cool because I don't use the vowels, and that is now a independent concert production slash promotion brand that I'm running. And with that, now I have feedback, like you said, which will be exactly in a month now from today, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I'll see you in a month
so
after this.
yeah, and then I'll see you in a month, girl. Like, so feedback, like I said, is still going to be that same fundraising gig format, but it is no longer called the Giving Gig. Also, insider secret, I found out that the Giving Gig already existed. Some hospital in the Middle East had Giving Gig, and I didn't want to get sued. So now I have feedback,
Gotta
which
protect
is
yourself.
which is still wordplay, guys. Feedback into your community, all. Anyways, so
Right.
like feedback will be my first concert series underneath the larger ensemble umbrella, right? And with ensemble now, I don't have to limit myself to just being like, I throw fundraiser gigs. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to say, I honestly, in an ideal world, and some artists would be like, yo, can you help me plan a little leg of my tour? Like, if you want to
Hmm.
do a little 5 city SoCal run and you're independent and you know me and you see that I can do this, like, let's do it, right?
Let's connect. Like
So yeah,
it gets your name up there. Yeah.
feedback's in a month. It's a 3 artist bill this time, same venue at the Virgil. This time I will be working with the Harmony Project, which provides free music education for children in underdeveloped, unresourced LA communities. So I wanted to keep that same kind of priority of I don't want to just take all the money that makes me feel weird and corporate, right? But yeah, feedback next month. I think especially with gig throwing, like I said, I'm doing it all myself, except for day of show stuff, obviously. But that's venue scouting, artist booking. I wrote it down because I forget. That's venue scouting, artist booking, staffing, all the logistical, operational stuff, all those random documents like advances, run of shows, call sheets, input lists, stage plots, all those things, right?
The
And then
fun stuff.
also the social media promotion, and then
Yeah.
even like just doing it last year and doing it again this year. I'm so much more efficient this time around because it's
You
all
have
those
the
even those
basis.
it's even those
Yeah.
little miscellaneous things. Like, I am not only my control freak, but I want this to be an experience that people enjoy, so I'm the one, like, when people are coming into the venue from six
Hmm.
o'clock to show start at 7, that playlist has been made by me. Like, I curated that house playlist. I want the vibe to be set, all of the
Hmm.
hospitality stuff in the green room. Obviously, to make sure my artists are taken care of, to that, from the reserved plaques on the booths to make sure my artist teams have somewhere to sit. Like, it's just all these little things that you wouldn't even think about. But I'm so excited. In a month, feeling good about
Yeah.
this one, and I think
That's
people are
awesome.
gonna dance. So
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's funny because I actually a friend that I met at a concert for a smaller indie band by the name of Vortex. Um, I saw them post and comment because I obviously I've been reposting your stuff because
yeah,
hello,
thank you.
gotta help the homies, gotta help the homies,
Yeah, right.
And it because that person that I met at this concert actually knows one of the artists that you're gonna have in the lineup. They're like, oh my
Oh,
god,
who is
Sid, are
it?
you going? I don't remember the name of the artist.
Okay, here's my bill. I have Cherry Blonde, I have Dean Griffin, and Kabasa.
I think it was Dean Griffin.
It
I
might
want to
be.
see. Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to see
he
Dean
got good
Griffin.
engagement on his post.
Yeah, so it might have been that one. And they were like, Sid, are you going? And I was like, I'll be working it. Yeah, I'll be there.
Like, let me
Actually,
tell you,
that's
actually,
awesome.
yeah, yeah.
We're gonna see you there.
Yeah. That's
So
funny.
yeah, it was really cool. I was like, that's awesome. Like, it just, I don't know, just kind of seeing everything all come together. That's amazing.
Yeah, and
I'm
what's
so happy
even
for you.
weirder is last year one of my bands was Hardcastle, and Hardcastle had known someone that I'd known for years, and then come around this year, my artist Cherry Blonde knows Hardcastle, so it's
I
now
actually
being
saw Art Castle for the first time a couple years ago. They opened for Vortex.
there you go. Everyone knows Hardcastle. Yeah, I love the boys in Hardcastle are so cool. Like, yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. um, so I guess kind of going back into making your lineups. When you're putting together a lineup like how you have for feedback, how do you decide which artist you're going to pick? How do you decide your vibe of what you
that's such a good
want?
question because I think that's almost the problem I have is I the goal when I was in high school was to be A&R. So I've always kind of had this like artist scouting mindset. So I have a sheets list of independent artists because me, I'm working with independent. I don't want to deal with labels. So as
Yeah.
someone who works at the biggest label, I don't want to work with a label. Like, and this list that I have is so many different vibes. I have, last year was more indie rock, indie pop, alt pop kind of thing. And actually, that you mentioned Dean Griffin was I had come across Dean Griffin and I was like, holy shit, hello, like I don't need to tell you, like you find those artists and you're like, how are you not
Yeah.
signed, how, like
Yeah.
what are we doing, right? So Dean Griffin, don't tell him I said this, but Dean Griffin was actually the inspiration for this feedback this year, because I heard Dean Griffin, I said, holy shit, I am such a fan of you. And it was around that time that I was brainstorming my next show, and I was
Oh,
like,
just the
boom,
timing of it all just
there
boom
you
worked out.
go.
That's
Dean
awesome.
Griffin is very dance pop, R&B pop, which I'm such a fan of. And I was like, okay, well, I need Dean Griffin. And then I kind of worked it around there. I hadn't even booked Dean Griffin when I was starting to plan this show, but I was
You're
like,
just like,
I
this
don't
is
know
happening.
how. I said, I'm getting you on this bill and I'm going to work the rest of my artists around that. So like you said, when it comes to building these lineups, is I have this whole repertoire now of people that I can reach out to. This isn't going to be my last show, so
Yeah.
now if I, this
This is
one's
just a
this
start for you.
feedback is going to be dance pop funk, it's disco with kabwasa, right? And
Yeah.
then I might do an R&B pop next one. Hey, we know and love John Lindell, right? So
That's how we
that's
met.
hey girl, shout out. And like hey, still waiting on Cold
Shout
Classic,
out
by the
John for
way.
real. Literally, John, if you see this,
Literally, I
we're
actually
calling you out.
so last year I had invited, before my bill was set last year, I had invited John to actually perform at the Giving gig. That would have been perfect, right? But he was
Yeah.
busy. Come around this year, I actually asked him again, but I ended up rescinding that offer. Don't tell him because I already had my bill. But yeah, like he's still on my list. If in the future I end up going more R&B dance, like
Oh
he's there.
yeah.
It's really just I now have a list, and like you said, picking a vibe, that's all it is.
Yeah.
I want people last year when we were just kind of doing this, right? You can only do so much
Mhm.
to indie alt rock, but like this time around, like I want people to dance. So
Yeah. I mean,
no.
Harry Styles just dropped one of. I think this album is really danceable. So it's like you got
Oh,
that
a
vibe
hundred
already for the
percent,
year.
a
So
hundred percent. Yeah, I really think that I think it almost worked out perfectly. I feel like a lot of people are doing this kind of dance pop,
yeah,
this more like,
definitely.
especially with like the catalyst that was Brat however long ago, right? And then with Harry
Yeah.
Styles, Adele right now, Adele is very, she calls it sex pop, but it makes it's just kind of
It's
that
yeah.
dance. Yeah.
Yep. So we kind of already went over a little bit how putting a show like this, how it kind of comes together, and like the things that people don't see with it. But what was the most challenging part of everything we talked about? Like, what was the most challenging part for you in putting everything together?
I don't want to say doing it all alone because that was my decision, right? But I really think it was just learning as I went, but that was also the best part about it, because I knew as I was checking things off my checklist, I was like, damn, resume point. Like I just did that, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, the easy answer is hardest part would be the day of. Show doesn't start till 7, doors are at 6, but I'm at the venue at 2 because I have to coordinate. I have to introduce the venue staff to my staff, the artist to my staff, the artist to the venue staff, and I'm the one that made the call sheets and the run of shows, so I have to, supervise. You supervise. I have to supervise like sound check and stuff like that. I had to keep track of my friends that were nice enough to volunteer. Um, I mean, honestly, this is so silly to say. I think one of the hardest parts was just sitting there watching the show. I think when the artists were live, I'm sitting there, I'm like, like watching everyone. Like, are y'all having fun? Like, are we having fun? I'm like, right? Like, and the show went fine. It was a perfectly fine show. But yeah, yeah, definitely day of, because there's just so many things that can go wrong. What if people don't show up? What if my artist is late? What if someone forgot their drumsticks? Like, just like little things like that.
Yeah. The planned for things that
Yep.
can just life.
I had my folder though. I had my folder of all my documents. Like I think I did well. I had my little like emergency kit if things went wrong.
There you go. That's smart. All right. Going to the advice topic that we kind of touched on a little bit earlier. For someone trying to get into the music industry right now, like me, what What advice would you give them based on your experience?
Oh, brother. I mean, I don't even want to sit here and be like, the job market is so hard. It's so hard. Like, I don't need to say that. No one needs to say
Yeah,
that.
if you're in the
Like,
industry right now, I think you know.
like entertainment at its base level is hard to get into, right?
Yeah.
And then that mixed with whatever the hell is going on right now. And I almost feel like I have a weird position to give advice from because, like I said, my job is meant for college students and I am not.
Hmm.
So, I mean, admittedly, there is kind of this almost like this guilt and embarrassment that comes from I'm in a role that some undergrad student would love to have. And it kind of puts me in this weird position. I feel so lucky to have it, but I almost feel bad about it. And the standpoint or like the position that I come from when it comes to advice and talking to people about it is I love to say, yeah, I got my foot in the door, but I haven't even crossed the threshold, right? I haven't even stepped fully in. So I feel like I'm in this weird gray liminal space because I'm also still applying every
Yeah.
day. I'm still interviewing. I'm still getting to those final rounds. I'm still getting ghosted, right? I'm still getting the rejection emails at midnight. Like, so I
Yeah.
know,
Midnight is
yeah,
crazy.
hey
Sorry. Because
girl,
I just got
because
one
I
last night. I
know,
was like,
I
what?
know when I get an email from a careers page at 12:34 a.m., I know it's rejection. Don't even like don't. Hey girls, I'm fine.
I'd rather a you up text, let's be
Yeah,
honest.
no, well, like I don't. I've made it to final rounds. I've made it through a 7 round interview. 7 rounds. I went through 7 rounds. I met 7 different people over the span of 2 months, and I got runner up to someone just because they knew the Bob Marley family. Like it is so
Oh.
out of your control. You can be so overqualified for these. You can even say I'm overqualified for the job I have now, right? But it's just so out of our control, and I think that's a good thing and a bad thing because it kind of lets you take that accountability off yourself, like, okay, well, I
Hmm.
tried my best, like it's not
Yeah.
up to me, right? But also just knowing deep down, like, I deserved that job. And
Hmm.
I could say keep applying, but that's not even advice at this point. That's just part of the procedure, right? You can't not apply. Like,
Yeah.
the door's not going to open for you if you're not knocking. So,
Yeah.
so regardless of applying, I really do think it is like something that I like to do when I apply to jobs is start conversations one with the people. Like if you apply to a digital marketing position at Sony
Hmm.
or whatever, or like me, even recently I applied for a digital marketing assistant with Warner on the Atlantic label. So I would go to LinkedIn and find digital marketing managers or current coordinators at Atlantic and just throw your name in there, start a conversation with that. And even if you're not applying for a job, finding the people that are working in the positions that you want to work in,
Hmm.
and just I've had, I feel like it's kind of this like expectation, like, oh, should I ask them to coffee? Should I ask them for a Zoom introduction? More often than not, they'll invite you first. I've had people in labels at game companies been like, oh my God, thanks so much for introducing yourself. Do you want to get a bagel? Like, people are actually a lot nicer than you might expect them to be. But like I said, like you really just it's so exhausting to keep applying and keep, hi Sin, I'd like to introduce myself, blah, blah, blah. Like it's so
Yeah.
tiring, right? But then if anything, you could take me as an example with feedback and the giving gig. If no one's giving you opportunities, make your own.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
just do it yourself, right? I've always loved tours, concerts, live entertainment. Okay, I'll do it myself.
Hmm.
And I've had my managers give the same advice in team wide meetings is, yeah, build your resume by doing XYZ, but just do it to say you did it.
Hmm.
Because when people, like, when you talk to me about feedback, I love to brag about that, and
Yeah.
people love to brag about what they've done.
Yeah. Of
so
course.
so just do things that you want to brag about that will help you professionally.
Yeah. Sounds good. That's quite literally why I'm doing this podcast. Like,
No, yeah,
I mean, it's
like
something
this
that I
is so cool.
do.
Yeah.
Like, it's just as kind of one, get my name out there with any parts of the industry, but also getting to know like all these different people in different aspects. Because it's like I feel like everyone needs a voice that to kind of just kind of explain their side of whatever it may be. I don't know. I just thought it was something I've been wanting to do for a while. That it really just got triggered with that one school assignment, which I think is so funny.
No, like, and that's literally all it takes, whether it's like a Canvas assignment that's due tomorrow or I want to make more music friends. Like the littlest thing can, yeah, it's ridiculous how much I've been able to like scale up this thing. But yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so looking into the future for yourself.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Like it's not necessarily for yourself, but just like in general, with you being in live streaming and like doing live events, where do you see the industry, like the live streaming industry and like the live events industry going? Like, do you think there it's something that's more important that's that's happening with for artists specifically, or like where do you think this can go?
I don't think live streaming is new to the music industry at all. I mean, Coachella's on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Like I could go and watch it right now. I think, live streaming on YouTube specifically. I think what's different about my team is we have a direct business and monetary partnership with Twitch itself. I've
Okay.
I've I've had in-person conversations with the CEO of Twitch. Like we are very well integrated. Shout out Dan Clancy. We are very well integrated with Twitch as a platform, and that's kind of sure that has its limits, but we use that as yes, Coachella is live streamed, Stagecoach is live streamed, but we kind of turned it. I think what 1824 is doing for the first time kind of in this space is we're giving it now not as brands live streaming things to the masses. It's, oh, Bishop Briggs, do you want to make a Twitch channel? Then let's make it happen. Oh, Party of Two, you want to play Fortnite on Twitch? Let's make it happen. Girls say you want to play Valorant at Riot? Let's make it happen.
That's
Like
awesome.
it really, like, I think that's kind of what's growing right now, especially with our rebrand earlier this year, is we are not we're not just live streaming our shows, our interview shows, new music shows, but we're now giving it to our rosters. Like I said, Kali Uchis. If I don't know if you even saw that stream, but we did some like random house in the hills in the middle of nowhere
Yeah.
for her Twitch launch.
Yeah.
Like it's just giving them Twitch,
Yeah.
and they
See,
can do
that's
whatever the hell they want with it.
I love that because I've always obviously I myself been streaming on Twitch for a couple of
Yeah,
years, and I've been a huge advocate. Whenever I have a friend who's like, I don't know, I want a game and I want to I want to stream on Twitch, I'm like, just do it.
yeah,
Like I will help you set it up. Like John, for example. So he had wanted to stream on Twitch for a bit, and him and I would sit in calls, and I would help him set everything up.
yep,
And he was streaming, I think, from his PlayStation at the time. But like, so it's like seeing that that's like a career option, like something that you're doing for a job, is honestly that's awesome. That's
yeah.
amazing.
And it was definitely what's interesting too is when I got the interview for this job, I thought I applied for a different role. Um, I did. I was like, oh, live streaming. I mean, but that wasn't anything new to me because I've also played games forever. I mean, I have. Hey guys, I have a gaming microphone. Like, like you know what I'm saying? Like my PC is too expensive. It's right there because it glows. But like
Real.
like but like I'm someone who plays games. I've watched Twitch streamers. Like I was such a PewDiePie kid in middle school, like that kind of stuff. So then
Mhm.
even when I was getting introduced to this role that now I'm interviewing for, it was like that's a thing, and
Yeah,
it wasn't even what it is now. But yeah, it's been cool to see.
the development of it
Yeah.
while you've been in it. Yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing. Oh, I love streaming. Anyways, I need to go back to that. All right. Well, I think this is where we wrap up.
Oh
so,
shit.
so, okay, what is obviously other than feedback, but I mean, we can tap into that again. What's next for you? Like, where can people find you? Like, find your work, stay updated with what you're doing with feedback. Like, when is feedback? Like,
Yeah, let me promote this show I'm doing.
this is
So
it. You have the
feedback.
floor.
Hey guys, what's up, y'all? Feedback. If you're in the LA, SoCal, Orange County area, feedback is May 16th at the Virgil, which is in LA, kind of East LA, Silver Lake area. 3 artist bill. I got Cherry Blonde, Dean Griffin, Kabwasa. If y'all are interested in that, y'all want to dance. Hey guys, open bar. There's open bar. Good music, good vibes, and the money's going to a good cause. But you can learn more about that. You can buy tickets. You can see the artist. I'll be my job. I'll be making more promotional assets tomorrow. At Ensemble Presents on Instagram. Ensemble ENSMBL. No vowels. Um, but yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't even want to say what's next because I don't even know. Right?
Taking it day by
Applying
day.
applying to more jobs.
Yeah.
I don't know what's next. Wherever I land.
There's gonna come to a point where we're gonna bump into each other coming in and out of like a facility for an interview and be like, "Hey,
Hey!
I know you."
Literally. And they're like, "You're not applying for like this job, right?"
Like,
Like,
okay. Well, I will share. I'll get all your information later, and I'll obviously put it in like descriptions and stuff, so I
Cool.
can go ahead and share that. But Ari, I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of this. It's actually been quite interesting to kind of hear a lot of what I just learned today. So that's
What the
amazing.
fuck I do? Because it doesn't even sound real. Like,
So thank you for sharing your experience in the industry and just talking about the amazing stuff that you do. For hearing from someone who's actively like in the industry, like out there doing amazing things, and being someone in myself, like in my position, who is getting started, it is such an inspiration. Like just it's amazing to see what's possible when you create your own possibilities.
yep.
And I just want to let you know
Yep.
you've definitely inspired me a lot after today. So I do
Thank
appreciate.
you. Stop. Thank you. I think we're the same age too. I think, or you're older than me, so it's like,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
I'm
So
I'm if I already know what my best friend's gonna watch this, and he's gonna be like, "Sin, you're old." I'm like, you know what? I don't want to talk about it because
shut.
we won't talk about how old I'm gonna be this year, but it's fine.
No,
I
girl,
do.
this is cool. Keep doing this. Again, if you want people in A&R or creator partnerships, whatever, just let me know.
Sounds
Or
like
even
it.
if you need more
Definitely.
independent artists, I bet I can get someone on board for you.
I appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, you guys. Well, that was Ari and everything that she does. I will have all of her social media information in the description below on YouTube. I think I can share it on Spotify. If not, it'll be on all my social media as well. But thank you guys for watching. And we have a lot more to experience, a lot more to learn, and I'm excited. So thank you guys so much for watching once again. My name is Sin. All of my information will be down below as well. Ari's information will be down below as well. If you guys have any questions, if you guys know of anyone you would like me to speak to, any artists, any A&R representatives, anyone in the industry, either shoot me a message, leave them in the comments below, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.